Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we are going to look at Vampire Therapist. It is currently on Steam's Next Fest right now, Gordon. So let's just get straight into it. Vampire Therapist is a comedy game about the immortal undead possessing historical yet personal traumas, references to historical violence and oppression in some. This game was developed in consultation with licensed therapists, but should not be considered a substitute for therapy, unless you are a vampire.
My name is Sam Walls, and I'm a dead man. Well, kinda dead at least. See, I'm a vampire. Now, if you think that means all that Dracula hooey, like hissing, wearing skin-tight leather, and hunting mortals for sport, I wouldn't blame you one bit. That's exactly the sort of thing I did in my younger years with my former gang. And let me tell you, a vampire who's good with a gun can be a real terror. I got lucky though. I met some kind mortals who saw beyond my fangs. They taught me my letters and showed me how my thinking was keeping me from finding any kind of peace. After they passed on, I roamed America's majestic wilderness for nigh on 90 years, figuring out myself and what it means to be a vampire. And I found revelation. What I realized was, it ain't fangs that make us monsters. It's the self-defeating ways we think. Anywho, as the world started getting smaller, my old vampire gang tracked me down. Them being my kin, I wanted to help them see the world like I did, but they still have the same monster mindset I used to have. Good thing I'm a quick draw. But I got hooked up with this newfangled internet thing and found a vampire who's helping my kin find their way. Fella named Andromachos, supposed to be 3,000 years old. He invited me to come out to Europe to learn from him. I figure someone older than time has got to have the answers. I'm going on a trip, I guess. This feels like my opportunity to do some good in the world. I've been lucky, and now it's time to give back. Vampires ain't monsters. Or at least, they don't have to be. And come hell or high water, I'm gonna prove it to them.
What a lovely intro to the game. Step 6.
Well, I think this is the address. Number 27, Clean Flitter Mouse Streeb.
I am just going to turn it down ever so slightly.
Sure is a hell of a lot of ruckus for this time of night. People stay up late here. Wait a minute. These folk are vampires. Better watch myself. Guten Abend, folks. Sprechen Sie English?
Ja, hello, Alta. Are you here to party with us at the hottest club?
Reinhard. Tell them you're here to party. Asked about dress. Asked about.
Well, what's so special about this club?
Immernacht is the greatest club aller Zeiten. The owner makes sure everyone has a good time.
If anyone acts without respect, they are banned from the club forever. You are free to do and be whatever you like, as long as you are harming no one.
Und I hear that they are now attracting sexy old cowboys.
Exiled cowboys. That me?
Shh, Maxie. He is old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh, come on now. You're just flattering me. I'm only a couple 100 years old.
Oh mein Gott, he is so cute, Reinhard. Can I keep him?
Asked about
I'm looking for
Andromachos.
Andromachos.
You mean the club owner? Yeah, that is why we are here.
If you're lucky, he will invite us to the private party at the end of the night.
Well, what happens there?
I think maybe it is too kinky for Americans to hear.
Oh my. Asked about the dress code.
I don't think what I'm wearing will fit the dress code.
The cowboy look is totally sexy, but you will get a bit sweaty.
I hope we will all get a bit sweaty.
Good thing we run a little on the cold side, huh?
Don't worry, my Liebling. We make each other warm.
Oh my.
Reinhard, stop. Don't scare the American. I want to do that.
Maxi Liebchen, you're so naughty tonight.
No, you are the naughty one.
Oh, I definitely ain't an American no more.
Tell them you're here to
I can
party.
cut loose. What kind of party is this?
The kind where we dance all night and get sexy.
Oh, here are them kind of vampires.
Ach so, there are better things to suck than blood, are there?
Although we have to get past the bouncer first. If we do not, I'm thinking our night is ruined.
Oh, wait a sec. There's something about what she just said. I can feel it. It reminds me of one of my revelations about the funny patterns in the way we vampires think. Well, let's see. One type of thinking I noticed I called hot branding. That's when we brand ourselves with names we can't get rid of.
Yeah.
There's high noon mind. That's when we treat a situation like it's a do or die showdown. And there's saloon thinking. That's when we act either helpless or invincible, like we've just drunk a pint of moonshine. I can always check my journal if I need examples. I kept all my notes about the funny ways we vampires think in there.
At my journal. Collected notes of Sam Walls. Private property, do not read. Reward if found. Cowboy bloodsucker at vmail.com. I found this old notebook and figured I'd take it with me to Europe. I figure it will help me organise my thoughts. I'll separate it into sections so I can jump to them right quick. That way when I need to get to a particular section, all I gotta do is hop over to that section. Easy as falling off a horse. And falling off a horse is really easy. For bookmarks who got cognitive distortion, my clients, my rambling. Oh God. Saloon thinking. A lot of us bloodsuckers have a habit of either being overconfident and thinking we can handle anything, or being completely hopeless. The thing is usually neither is true. We have more power than we do in our dark times, and less power when we think we're untouchable. That's a saloon thinking. Either way, the real answers are in the middle. Examples. It's my fault my buddy got shot. I knew that sheriff was trigger happy. If a mortal discovers our secrets, it's entirely my responsibility to deal with it. I can't do international travel with my coffin. I'm stuck in the good old USA forever. That's salon thinking. Over here we've got hot branding. We humans sometimes call ourselves awful names. It's like burning ourselves with a big old branding iron. Every time we look at ourselves, all we're gonna see is them names. Hot branding is just hot branding is just calling ourselves names that don't help us any. Examples. I missed that shot. Guess I ain't no gunslinger. If you can't tame that wild horse, you ain't a real cowboy. That fella doesn't like wearing leather. He ain't a real vampire. Haven't we got another one? Oh yeah. High noon mind. Sometimes things can seem black and white, win or lose, famine or feast, live or die, like everything's a big showdown. It can feel like we've got only two options, winning the day or ending up with a stake in the heart. That's high noon mind. It's thinking in the extremes and ignoring all the in-betweens. We stress ourselves out when the stakes are high. Examples: if I can't get the best saddle, my butt's gonna break, ain't no doubt. Either I show up ready to win the rodeo, or I better just not show up. The fate of the Wild West is hanging on this gunfight. The funny things we think. I realise we vampires can think in funny ways sometimes, like reality is right in front of us and we just can't see it. Heck, pretty sure it's all humans who do that, not just vampires. We do think funny thinking in particular ways, so I figured I'd write them down so I don't forget them. I'm including examples so I remember how they work. So this was the 3 examples we were just talking about. High noon mind, saloon thinking, and branding. A client note. When I start getting therapy clients, I'll put my notes about them here. I'll update after every session. I figure I can see how they're doing over time. That's it. If Andromachos decides I'm ready for this whole therapist business, crossing my fingers. Okay, so March 14, 2024. It's been about a week since I boarded the Monster of the Seas cruise ship, and I gotta say, I feel finer than frog hair. But do frogs have hair? People here are eating and screwing like there's no tomorrow. On account of the fact that we're in the middle of the ocean, I've drank from more necks in the last week than I can count. And since the ship's open all night, I rode a water slide for the first time in my life. People were laughing at me for saying yeehaw, but what else do you say to an experience like that? March 22nd, 2024. Landed in Rotterdam the other day in Amsterdam, now arranging transportation for my coffin. Did some vampire sightseeing. Apparently this place has been accepting of heathens like us for a long time. I went to the vampire coffee shop and they funnel in the stoners from upstairs to a secret club and everyone has themselves a grand old time. Gave me the munchies, something fierce. I could go for some blood chips. Extra sodium if you... April 9th. Writing from Berlin today. I head to Leipzig tomorrow night, but figured I should check things out here. We got a club here where people are up all night doing all kinds of kinky stuff. I'm pushing a quarter of a millennium in years, but these folk could give me some lessons. And did. Met some fine folk too. Apparently they've got a nice art scene here. There's even local funding for video game development. Ain't this some kind of world? I can't believe people are still playing Star Invaders and whatnot. I like it here. I don't even have to speak German. I love how it's Star Invaders and not Invade. Ain't nothing more to read. Okay. Back to
I
it.
think I know which one of them funny ways they're thinking in, though. Hold on, compadres. You seem like the kind who can make their own fun.
They can't make their own fun. I'm just gonna go back because my memory's not very good. Sometimes thinking black and white when I lose. This?
I don't want to have my own fun. Imenach is the only place to be on Friday night.
Oh my god, that was loud. The salon thinking?
Wait a second. She's acting like this is all or nothing. Do or die. What I call that again?
All or nothing, do or die. That's I'm in right. Is this one right? Live or die, yeah. So it's this one.
Maybe I ought to check my journal.
I don't want to have
This one.
Amigos, you're putting too much weight on this thing. It's a nightclub, not a high noon showdown. The night's full of possibilities.
Reinhard, I don't know what this means, but I like the way the sexy American talks.
You make us think that maybe it is better we haven't gotten into the club, because we are now meeting you.
Hey, if meeting me makes your night better, I'm glad we met. I really gotta find Andromachos, though.
You have to get past the bouncer. He decides who gets in and who doesn't. And he hasn't looked our way all night.
Maybe
Oh,
I'll
dear.
have a little word with him. Excuse me, friend. I hear you're the man to talk to around these parts.
Growls menacingly.
I'm here to see Andromachos.
Have fun, mate.
Hey, thanks, amigo. You have yourself a fine night, you hear?
Cowboy, what about us?
Growls questioningly. Bring them joy.
Yeah, sure, they're friends of mine.
Have fun, mate.
Well, come on, you two. We ain't got all night. Yeah. Dang, awful loud in here.
Very loud.
Eva, dance with us!
Well, you kids have fun. I'll catch up with you later. Tarnation, I'd rather hear a gopher giving birth than this. I better talk to whoever's slinging drinks in this here saloon. They ought to know where Andromachos is. But pardon me, ma'am.
Well, look at you.
Crimson.
We get a lot of 80s fashion in here, but not usually the 1880s. What can I get you, cowboy? The special's Red Bull and vodka. You down?
I never drink Red Bull.
Me neither. I never drink Red Bull. More of a monster girl.
I'm actually looking for the owner. He around tonight?
Might be. What do you say your name was?
Sam Walls, begging your pardon.
Sam Walls, huh? I don't think I know anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
Now why she gotta say she's a know-nothing? It gets my goat when vampires brand themselves like that. I think I'll say something. Well, hold on. What'd you just say?
I said I don't know any Sam Walls. I'm just
He's
a
just-
know-nothing
He's
bartender.
just a know-nothing vampire. That is this one hot Brandon. We humans sometimes call ourselves awful names. So it's hot Brandon.
From where I'm standing, I see someone with style and confidence, not just a drink machine. Don't go branding yourself like that's all you are.
Don't you go worrying about me, cowboy. The man upstairs warned me you were coming. I was just testing to see if you are who you say you are. Tell you what, let me give you something from our special reserve.
Oh
I
yeah?
don't think you're looking for booze.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am. I was wondering where the blood was. I met some vampires outside, so I figured this was a vampire club.
You met some goths, honey. They're here to dance and have fun.
Yes, not all goths are vampires.
So all these people are mortals?
How do you think the head vampire gets his blood? They can't wait to share it with him. It's a special experience. He's the only real vampire here. Well, him and Bert.
Bert?
Bert?
You met him already. Bert, shuffle on over here.
Oh, Bert.
This one's here to see the big guy. Show him upstairs, okay?
Have fun, mate.
That's all he says.
Good luck up there, cowboy. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Howdy. It's Sam Walls to see you, sir. The guy who's been sending you all them V-mails.
Yes, I know who you are, Samuel Walls. You have come here because you believe you can help our kin.
Got a nice voice.
The question is, are you first able to help yourself?
I can help myself.
I've been fixing myself for more than a century now. I don't think I need help.
Then you must prepare to learn a most difficult lesson. We all need help, Samuel. I am pleased that you have come to receive mine.
Dang, you scared the heck out of me.
You must allow an ancient vampire his games. He will play them regardless. Please, sit down. What an absolute pleasure it is
Look
to
at
meet
you
you
smile.
last. I found your messages most intriguing.
Afraid there ain't much here in the way of intrigue. I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You know, I receive emails every day from vampires seeking my help. You are the very first to seek my aid in helping others. This alone makes you intriguing.
Well, dang. I think you're going to be sorely disappointed when you get to talking to me.
Oh
I'm
dear.
just honored you're giving me the time of night.
I have unlimited time, Samuel. I am pleased to share some of it with you. Our kind can be rather set in their ways. It is inspiring to see someone so young and eager to learn.
Yeah, well, I wasn't much for learning when I was alive. Just making up for lost time, I guess.
It sounds as though you have been handling your own life better than most. I was particularly intrigued by these revelations you had while walking in nature.
Oh, yeah, them. Well, I give walking the credit. Nothing sorts my thoughts out better.
Nothing better than having a good walk, listening to music, walking through forest.
After a few decades, I started seeing patterns in the way we vampires think.
Can you explain some of these patterns?
I've tried to explain them to other vampires, but it ain't never gone well. I can try, though. See, we tend to assume certain things just because we've been believing them since we were alive. Or we decide the world's against us just because we're hungry or tired or something. And when we start tackling problems that ain't real, we ain't fixing our real problems. That make any kind of sense?
Fascinating, Samuel. These revelations that you had in the woods, mortal psychologists have a term for them. They are called cognitive distortions.
Cognitive whoozy what now?
Cognitive distortions. They are exactly as you described them. I will explain in a moment. Please, tell me about these specific revelations you had.
Explain High Noon Mine.
Well, I noticed how we stress ourselves out by making everything a battle of do-or-die absolutes. High noon mind, I call it. Like that feeling you get right before a big shootout.
I must confess I have no experience with this feeling. I engaged in mortal combat long before the age of gunpowder. But the sentiment you describe mirrors the words of my old friend Marcus Aurelius. He used to say that the magnitude of life's challenges often turn us into our worst selves.
That's true.
You mean Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor?
Of course, his name was Marcus. Marcus was a bedroom name.
Oh,
You mean you and the emperor were...
It was ancient Rome. Penetration was similar to a handshake.
bit like nowadays.
My apologies. I somehow forgot you were American. But let us discuss this high noon mine. I believe we can broaden your definition. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon of binary thought polarized thinking, but I like to call it Nosferatu thinking.
Nosferatu thing? Have a look, let's see. Nosferatu thinking. Sometimes thinking seem black and white, win or lose. Okay, so it's the same. It's the same thing, he's just changed the name of it. That's fine. Okay.
Nosferatu thinking?
It means you are thinking in black and white.
I get it. That's pretty funny.
I believe it encompasses the breadth of the distortion. One is not flatly weak or strong, good or evil, smart or stupid, a success or a failure. The truth is far more complex and colorful. Not every high noon gunfight ends in oblivion, correct?
No, no.
Yeah, that's true. Getting shot still ain't fun, but it ain't the end neither.
A perfect example, Samuel. Now, try to catch me using Nosferatu thinking.
Okay.
I will give you a series of statements, and one of them will contain Nosferatu thinking. I will repeat them if you miss it.
Okay, let me just read up on Nosferatu thinking again. Oh, my mouse is horrible, sorry. It's not win or lose, famine or feast, live or die. If I can't get the best side of my butt's gonna break. Okay. I think I know.
If I do not drink blood, I will surely die.
That seems Nosferatu thinking.
Is that Nosferatu thinking?
No, it's not.
No, Samuel. In this case, I am not arguing with reality. If we do not drink blood, we die. This is a fact of being a vampire.
Right, okay, I think I
Let
get
us
you.
continue. Death eventually comes for us all.
That's true, death does eventually come for us all.
Mortals will always fear our kind.
No.
Did you miss my Nosferatu thinking? Let me. If I do not drink blood, I will. Death eventually comes for us all.
That can't be right.
Well,
Yeah,
that sounds
no, I
like
didn't.
Although this thinking is binary, it is also true. And death has already come for us, my friend. We simply cling to life.
Yeah.
Please, let us try another. Mortals will always fear our kind.
That's Nosferatu thinking right there. I've met mortals who knew who I was and weren't scared.
Right, okay.
Very
I'm not
good,
very
sir.
good at this.
And even if you hadn't, to say mortals will always fear us ends any hope that they might not. Always is such a terminal word, is it not? Would you like to discuss more of your revelations with me?
Yes. Plain saloon
I
thinking.
realize that as vampires, we can get the feeling of the power that comes with immortality and strength, but then we get hopeless and aimless over time. It's kind of like the fella you see in the saloon at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. Either he thinks he can fight everyone, or he's crying into them last drops because he thinks life's hopeless. It's saloon thinking. Two extremes that probably ain't true.
Two extremes are probably
A fascinating
okay.
observation, Samuel. Your saloon thinking was described in my time as the battle between hubris and nemesis, the twin excesses of arrogance and self-pity.
Oh man, it make me wish I'd gotten some schooling. Maybe I would have figured this stuff out earlier.
You live forever, my friend. There is no rush. What you have identified is a phenomenon where individuals perceive either an illusion of control or a lack of control. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon you have described a control fallacy.
Control fallacy. Open the book. Control fallacy. What is it again? If I can't lasso it, no one can. If a mortal discovers our secret, it's entirely my responsibility to deal with it. I can't do international travel with my coffin stuck in a good old... Okay.
Rarely do we have complete power over our situations or no power at all. But we create this illusion that stops us from attempting to change our perceived situations.
That sounds like like how I think, actually. Sometimes I feel as though if I can't do it, then, you know, I can't do anything.
Yeah, you're right about that. I used to think I'd never get away from my gang, and maybe that's what made me stick with them for so long.
Yes, you see how cognitive distortions keep us from facing reality, whatever that reality may be. Of course, I am so old and powerful that I am always in control.
Is that a hot, Brandon? That's it.
You're testing me, ain't you? That's a control fallacy right there.
Well done, Samuel. I am indeed very powerful, but the cosmos holds no awareness of Andromachos. Of course, as you expertly pointed out with your analogy about the man at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, a control fallacy can be positive or negative.
Okay.
Listen to my next few statements and try to find a control fallacy. Simply let me continue if you do not detect one.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna get this right, am I?
The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is little I can do about it. My
Okay.
kitty cat died. I shall be lonely forever.
I'm sorry about your sweet kitty, but you can always pick up a new one. Or there's lots of them just waiting for a loving home, so you don't need to be lonely.
Exactly, Sam.
It was just an example, Samuel. Well spotted. But I do speak from experience. I felt this way once when a pharaoh I was dating had our cat mummified.
Yes.
I went into a murderous depression that nearly decimated the continent. But I had the power to help myself all along by adopting a new friend in need of a home.
Oh, dang, don't let me get on your bad side.
I doubt you shall see it, Samuel. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
Yeah, we've got explain hot, Brandon.
See, I used to be in a gang. They were my whole existence. If you asked me who I was, I would have said, I'm a murdering bastard. Once I got away, I realized how small-minded that was. I was Sam before I was a murdering bastard, but that's how I was choosing to brand myself.
Okay.
My old gang's still around, and they're still branding themselves like that. They can't see themselves as anything but killers.
Very astute, Samuel. I favor the clinical term, however, which is labeling.
Labeling? Okay.
You correctly discovered that labeling is a reductive act. When we call ourselves names, even if we find them accurate, we create prophecies we are doomed to fulfill. For millennia, I thought of myself as a killer. It was not untrue that killing was how I made my way in the world. I was an unstoppable warrior and assassin. But with this label, I limited myself for ages. I did not only kill people, I also killed potential aspirations I might have had.
Okay.
See whether you can catch me doing some labeling in my next few statements. I am so old, I am ancient. Call me
No.
whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner. How shall I describe myself? Yes, I am a mass murderer.
Well, that's about as clear a labeling as it gets. Yeah, we vampires tend to do a lot of killing, but reducing ourselves to killers ain't doing us any favors.
I'm getting the hang of it slowly. I'm really enjoying this demo so far, everyone. If you are also enjoying it, please remember to leave a subscribe, a like and comment so I know if you would like to see more of this when it does come out. Remember to pop on over to Steam and wishlist it as well. Help out the devs.
Excellent, Samuel. You are correct. Labels can be cages that we lock ourselves in. I was a mere murderer for most of my existence because that is how I labeled myself.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Sam Walls, the murderer, reprobate, and good for nothing.
Those are not how I would describe the Sam Walls I see before me. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
I don't think so.
I think that's all of them. Or at least the ones that were the most obvious to me.
That you recognize the concept of cognitive distortions at all is most impressive, Samuel. What took me nearly 3 millennia to understand took you merely 2 centuries.
I'm so smart.
Oh, come on, you're just flattering me. I'm just a dope stumbling his way through one life.
Are you now? Tell me, Samuel, what kind of cognitive distortion are you exhibiting when you call yourself a dope?
Let's have a look. What? I'm calling myself names. Right? That's labeling. Right?
Yeah, I'm doing some labeling. I gotta watch myself, huh?
As long as we retain any humanity, we will have cognitive distortions. What we are aiming for is not to become perfect beings, but to understand and accept ourselves. As long as we can recognize cognitive distortions, we can address our real challenges. One cannot drink blood from a straw man, after all.
Can we not? Can vampires not drink blood from a straw? Too thick?
Huh. I ain't never heard that one before, but I like it.
If it helps solidify the concept in your mind, then I am well satisfied. I know you came to learn from me, so I will do my best to honor your good intentions. Let us ensure that you understand the concepts of labeling, control fallacies, and Nosferatu thinking. I will give you a series of statements, and each one will contain a cognitive distortion for you to identify.
Okay, here we
I
go.
will begin. If I invite over my vampire friends, I know I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
That's Nosferatu thinking, right? And does this one?
Well, that ain't right.
Nope.
He's acting powerless, like a man clinging to the whiskey bottle. What Andromaco say that distortion was?
If I invite over my vampire friends,
There's a control
Okay.
fallacy, sir. You're acting like you've got no control, but you could lay down some ground rules for guests, or some newspaper.
Okay, I
or
get it, I
express
get it.
concern to my friends that they have not been toilet trained. Very good, Samuel. Let me try another. I am Andromachus, the ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean, the mortal's bane.
Labeling, right?
Definitely some intense labeling. Those are some hard names to get over.
You are not wrong. Those names followed me for millennia. It was most stifling. Let me try another then. If my club's revenues do not significantly increase, I will end up living on the street.
And that's Nosferatu thinking.
That there's got to be Nosferatu thinking. There's a huge space between making a ton of profit and living on the street.
Indeed, you are correct. I run my club at a considerable loss, but 3,000 years of banking interest means that money is not really an object to me anyway. Samuel, now I am not only intrigued by you, but also impressed. I would very much like to teach you my ways, but I must demand something of you first.
Okay, what's that?
Anything. I'm here to learn.
You must receive therapy yourself.
Oh,
I will not have you seeing clients without a commitment to your own mental health.
okay.
Oh, now, hold on just a minute. I don't know that I need therapy. I'm feeling pretty good about myself these days.
Samuel, we all need therapy to live in this world. You have been speaking in cognitive distortions since the moment you walked into my office.
I have. I didn't even notice.
They are most insidious, but I am here to help you identify and challenge them. You have walked alone for too long, Samuel. Allow me to share my experience with you.
Are we taking therapy?
All right, if you say so. I appreciate your taking the time to work on this old cowpoke.
Cowpoke.
We have all the time in the world, Samuel. But for now, you must be eager for something fresh. Please, dance, drink your fill. We will begin tomorrow.
Okay then. Well, sir, it's been an honor.
You don't have to call me sir, you know.
All right then, Andromachos.
Andromachos.
Dromachos.
Hey, Andromachos.
Just call me Andy.
Andy. Andy works.
All right, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Are we going to have the therapy?
Dang, look at all them mortals, sweating, blood pumping. I am thirsty. There ain't no power on this earth that'll get me on the dance floor.
Let's have a look in our book. We all make cognitive disorders. Cognitive disorder types aren't weapons to beat ourselves up with. They're just ways to characterize our thoughts. We can exhibit more than one distortion at the same time, and some distortions are even subcategories of other distortions. Important, identifying cognitive distortions is just one tool in a therapist's toolbox. Empathy and compassion are some of the best tools we've got. Okay. And that's us, right? Yeah.
Maybe I'll see if the bartender's got anything for me.
The bartender.
Eastwood again. How'd it go, cowboy?
Seems I'll be sticking around. Guess I'd better get used to things around here.
Good to hear. About time someone helped Andy with his work. Seems you vampires have a lot of problems to fix. Name's Crimson, by the way.
Hello, Crimson.
Fine meeting you, Crimson. How do you know so much about what Andy's doing?
Pillow talk. I'm his blood partner.
Oh.
No shit. How's a mortal get hooked up with an ancient vampire?
I'm a rock climber. I stumbled into one of his lairs in Madagascar, found a cave while climbing a mountain, and there he was, naked in a hot tub.
Oh.
Dang.
Jesus.
You ain't kidding, cowboy. Didn't expect a luxury apartment with a gorgeous naked vampire inside of a mountain. We hit it off, and he asked me to come back here with him. I like an adventure, so I said, what the hell? I'll date the gorgeous Dracula. But what are you doing talking to me, cowboy? The blood's running hot on the dance floor, and these kids don't mind a little biting.
Ain't no way I'm dancing. There's gotta be a better way to get something fresh to drink.
Reinhard, look.
Hello.
It's the sexy old guy again.
You should buy us a drink, old guy. You'll probably get lucky. Actually, you will definitely get lucky.
Well, pleasures of the flesh ain't exactly what I'm after tonight.
That's because you haven't experienced these pleasures with us yet. Buy us a drink and you will discover great satisfaction by us.
Tell them they're not your type. Tell them alcohol is bad. Tell them they can support themselves. Tell them you don't have the money.
Buying you a drink, all I got are good old-fashioned dollars.
I like American money. All we have on our money are buildings. You have us the sexy old men.
She's really horny.
All right, I'll bite. Which of them old men are sexy?
I like Hamilton. His posture is just so powerful.
There is a dollar coin that has Eisenhower's face on it.
Oh,
Yeah?
you are right. Eisenhower is, how do you Americans say, a snack?
I get it. You like older men.
Tell them alcohol is bad for them.
I ain't buying you a drink. This stuff's terrible for you.
Are you making a joke? We are at a bar.
It's okay. He's just trying to be protective. Aren't you, Opa?
Opa?
You know, I think the drinks here ain't strong enough for you two.
Tell them they're not your type.
I ain't buying you a drink. You ain't exactly my type.
Oh, we don't want to marry you. We just want to have fun with you.
You kids are too much.
And tell them they can support themselves.
I ain't buying you a drink. I think I'd be insulting your economic status.
Mein Lieber, don't worry about us. We just like to feel special. We have lucrative jobs in IT.
Oh yeah? Well, maybe you can help me. See, my printer died again. Getting real tired of these things.
Oh, please, we are here to party.
Have you tried switching your printer on and off again?
But get a laser printer.
Well, thanks for the tip. That ink seems to be more valuable than blood. Well, these kids just ain't gonna leave me alone.
Buy them a drink.
Stop teasing the cowboy, Kinder. They're just messing with you. Drinks are free here.
Dang, really? I ain't never been to a saloon with free hooch.
Call it a drink exchange.
Huh. So, everyone here knows they might be sharing blood?
Only as long as there's consent. We like to create a safe environment here. Why
Okay.
don't you take Reinhard and Maxie here back to the kink room?
Do I want to do that?
Wait, kink room?
Mm-hmm. You're not in Kansas anymore, cowboy. We are not afraid of sex here.
I'm from Missouri, but point taken.
Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do in there. Just have fun and drink your fill, handsome. I'm sure I'll be seeing plenty of you. Maxie, Reinhard, this is one of our special customers.
Special customers?
So, ein Vampir. I'm thinking we are all getting lucky then.
My neck scrubs with anticipation.
Dang. Guess I'm going to a kink room then. Thanks, Crimson.
I knew a man who wore this much leather couldn't be boring.
No way, yeah.
Well, you got me pegged.
Oh, don't use that word.
Is that what we are doing now? Give me the document and I will sign myself up for it.
I really ain't in Missouri no more. Look, I'm more into biting.
Oh, your teeth look perfect. Are you going to bite me with those?
That's the plan. Who's going first?
Oh, me.
Well, step right on up.
Oh, okay.
My neck is over here, mein Liebling.
Yeah, I know. I was just distracted.
What did I do wrong?
Ouch! Mein Arterien.
Dang it, let me try that again.
Don't understand. What am I doing?
Oh, das hat sich gut angefühlt.
Oh, that's a good thing.
I think I was just hitting in the wrong
Is it my
space.
turn yet?
Sure thing. Come on over.
Okay, so it's a mini game, and I think I've got to hit the right,
Oh, Reinhard.
the right
The hot
vein.
old vampire wore me out.
Me too, Maxie. I feel as though I have set up a mail server.
Reinhard, Liebe, ich bin zu müde, sexy zu sein.
I don't know what that was.
I will get us a taxi cab, Liebchen. Und du, cowboy? Next time we will talk about that thing you mentioned earlier.
Oh, yeah, sure thing, fella. You can help me with my new laser printer.
I don't think that's what he
It's
meant.
my coffin.
Samuel, wait a moment. I see you got your fill. Are you heading out?
I was going to, yeah.
Yeah, I figure I could use some shut-eye. I locked up my coffin over at the storage center.
Storage center. Please, you can use my guest coffin. I insist. You must be well rested for the challenges ahead.
Guess I got a big night tomorrow, huh? I should get a good day's sleep.
Wonderful. Please, follow me.
Where we going, Andy?
Well, dang. This
Jeez.
is mighty plush. Guess it's one of them smart coffins. Let's see what's on TV. Hey, I remember this movie. We were so proud to finally get some representation. Not sure I should stay up watching movies, though. Well, ain't much else to do in here. I think it's about time I hit the hay. Hope I'm cut out for all this.
Go to sleep.
Samuel, good evening. I hope you slept well.
I've got something in my book. April 11th, 2024. What a day. I made it to Andy's club in Leipzig. Folks are real nice here. A couple of goths were real friendly. We've got a darn tootin' bartender and even a friendly greeter. Don't talk too much, but I can tell he's introspective sort. Now Andy, that's one hell of a vampire. He's just got this presence. You can tell he's 3000, and that is freaky as hell. But he makes you feel at home. But naked, I don't know how else to describe it. Oh, and I went to a kink room. Yeah, Sam Wall's kink room. My big brother would have gotten a kick out of that one. I ain't gonna write about it here. I should get some sleep in this fancy coffin Andy lent me anyway.
Like the dead, as they say.
I was hoping to save you some breakfast, but I've already sent them on their way.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's all right. I'm still pretty full from last night. Them goth types were practically throwing themselves at me.
I am not surprised. Perhaps I should be concerned that some of my guests will follow you home.
Well, gosh, if I still had mortal circulation, I'd be blushing.
Why are you so embarrassed, Samuel?
Ah, hell. Guess we should just save it for therapy, huh? We gonna get started now?
If you like.
Let's
Why
go.
not? I'm eager to get going. Let loose, Doc.
Very well. Let's start with the first question any therapist asks then. What brought you to me? Why is becoming a therapist so important to you?
Well, gosh, I remember what it was like. Being all angry, hungry, and scared all the time. It ain't no way to live. When I see vampires acting the way I used to, I just need to show them there's more to unlife.
And why is that up to you?
You, of all people, know how lost our kind can be. Preying on the weak, dating mortal high schoolers. I've got to make them see their potential. That's what I'm here for. I know it.
That is a lot of responsibility to place on yourself.
You got a funny look in your eye. Am I doing one of them distortion things?
You are most perceptive. Yes, perhaps you can tell me what it is. When you say you are here to make vampires see the world differently, in what way are you distorting reality?
What way am I distorting reality? I can't remember. Behind it is thinking in the streams and ignoring all the in-betweens. This one?
I'm doing some Nosferatu
No.
thinking, ain't I?
Remember, Samuel, that Nosferatu thinking comprises thoughts that are lacking in color and nuance. They are why I will ask you once more. When you say you are here to make vampires see the world differently, in
If I'm
what way
here-
are you distorting reality?
Is it labeling? It can't be labeling. It has to be this, right?
Well, I guess that's a control fallacy, right? I can't assume I'll be able to help other vampires the way I was helped.
Very good, Samuel. Control fallacies are hard to avoid when one feels strongly about something. Your fate is not to transform every vampire you ever meet, even those who are your clients. You will do what you can do, and that is enough. But I am eager to learn how you develop this desire to help our kin find a different way of thinking.
Well, like I told you when I first V-mailed you, I was a real nasty son of a bitch when I first became a vampire. When I look back and see what a no-account piece of shit I was, I ain't nothing but embarrassed. It all seems pretty stupid to me now. Here we are living forever and all we can do is kill? It's the dumbest thing I ever did here.
I am going to stop you for a moment. Stupid, no-account piece of shit, nasty son of a bitch.
That's
dumbest
labeling.
thing. Do you hear the way you are talking about yourself?
With respect, sir, I earned all them names. I killed women and children. Half the ghost towns out west are my doing. I didn't think of nobody but myself.
Pretend you are my therapist. If I sat here and called myself a no-account piece of shit, what would you tell me?
I'd say you were doing some labeling. And I guess I'd tell you to look at yourself a little more kindly.
Extend the same compassion to yourself then, Samuel. How are you to move on from being a nasty son of a bitch if you are labeling yourself?
Got a good point, Andy, here.
If you wish to be a guide to other vampires, you must start with compassion for them and for yourself. So, now that you've gotten all that horrible name-calling out of the way, please tell me, How did you find your sense of purpose?
Well, I was on the run, you see. The Wild West was ending, and the Pinkertons were starting to get the better of my gang. I went into hiding and found a strange group of folks out in the country. They knew I was an outlaw right away, but they didn't judge me for it. They didn't even care that I was a vampire. They welcomed me like a friend, even shared their blood with me.
Oh, that's nice.
They taught me how to appreciate the beauty of the night, and I started seeing things I'd never noticed before. They taught me my letters, philosophy, and how to question things instead of being scared of them. I think about them every day of my own life. They somehow freed themselves of all the judgments of the time and were better off for it.
These must have been the 19th century American transcendentalists, yes?
Yes, sir. I'm glad I died when I did, because their like just don't exist no more. Once my community died out, I started walking. That was something else they taught me how to do. There ain't nothing like having a walk and a think.
I agree.
I walked in nature for about 90 years and just took in all the grace and beauty of my country. I guess I was kind of selfish, though. I should have been helping other vampires the way the Transcendentalists helped me.
Why?
Why waste 90 years walking when I should have been helping others? Seems pretty obvious to me. I could have done a lot of good in that time.
But your should turns that which you could find fulfilling into a duty. You create an extrinsic motivator. Should statements are another cognitive distortion, something created by your own mind. Nature asks almost nothing of you.
Let's have a look, see what should statements are. Should statements. Sometimes we judge others and ourselves with arbitrary rules on how things should be, and then we get hopping mad when our expectations ain't met. Should statements can put a lot of pressure on us, but there aren't too many rules that are universal. Heck, we should probably be dead because our hearts ain't beating, but it seems that ain't true. Examples: I'm a vampire, I should live in a castle. When you're in a gang, the gang needs to be your family and no one else. A cowboy must never show fear. See?
Even if your should comes from a place of good, it creates undue pressure. And what do we do once we are pressured? We resent the shoulds. We procrastinate. And as you know, we have a lot of time to procrastinate.
You got that right. Why do today what you could do next century?
Exactly. Should statements remove the intrinsic joy from that which you find fulfilling?
Hold on though, ain't there some things we really should do?
Of course, there are things we must do. But nature herself tells us what they are. We invent the rest. Here, let me give you an exercise.
Okay.
Listen closely. See whether you can find the should statement that is a distortion. I should go to the vampire dentist. You know what they say. If you have bad fangs, you get bad blood.
Well, that's not true, is it? I'm a vampire, I should live in a castle, okay.
I should drink blood today. I should take my blood partner Crimson out on a date. I should be wary of sexually transmitted diseases.
I mean, these are all true. You should be wary of all of these.
Did you miss my should statement? I should go to the vampire dentist. You know what they say. If you have bad fangs, you get bad blood.
When you're in a gang, the gang needs to be family. A cowboy must never show fear. I don't think it's this one.
That's the one.
No.
No one should go to a dentist.
That is not true. We have to go to the dentist. How long has it been since you've seen a dentist, Samuel?
No, not since the Civil War, and I'd rather keep it that way.
We'll talk about that in another session. Let's try again. I should drink blood today. I should take my blood partner Crimson out on a date.
This one.
Saying you should take Crimson out on a date is a should statement. You've turned something you want to do into something you have to do.
That's right, Samuel. You know, I couldn't be more pleased with you. Your time in nature was clearly well spent.
Well, thanks, I suppose. But if you don't mind my saying so, I hope you're treating that mortal lady right.
Thank you. Please, ask her yourself.
I will.
I imagine she would share her blood with you. You look like her type.
Hold on. I've only been in Europe for a couple of days. I ain't gonna go after my teacher's girlfriend.
She does what she wishes, and that is why I chose her as my blood partner. Samuel, even if it beats no longer, you have a good heart. I think you will be an excellent therapist.
Oh, thank you, Andy.
So far, that good heart of mine hasn't amounted to much, but I'm willing to give it my best shot.
You are uncomfortable with praise, aren't you, Samuel? Every time I say something positive, you find a way to negate it.
Yep.
I just don't think I should be doing any bragging. I spent my first 50 years killing. I spent the next 90 walking in the woods. I've tried to walk a better path since then, but I ain't no saint, Auntie.
I did not say you were. Having met several so-called saints, I can attest that none of them were either. I understand your discomfort, Samuel. I, too, have done terrible things that I cannot erase. But is erasing the good I have done worthwhile?
Well, I guess when you put it like that, it sounds kind of silly.
It's another cognitive distortion, one that mortal psychologists call disqualifying the positive.
Disqualifying the positive. Let's have a look. Disqualifying the positive. On account of the nasty stuff I've done, I can feel like a real good for nothing sometimes, but that's disqualifying the positive, cancelling out the good and leaving the bad. It ain't a distortion to see the positive in yourself or in a situation, it's just being honest. Examples: the Three Stooges just smack each other in the head a bunch, though I still like them. Yeah, I guess I can turn it into a bat, but any vampire worth their fangs can do that. She rescued a kitten, but she drinks mortal blood every night. So no, one good deed means nothing.
I understand that the actions of your past are difficult to bear, but what we are here to do is accept reality, with both its positive and negative aspects. I am not saying that you should disqualify your negative actions, but merely note when you disqualify the positive ones. Let us try an exercise.
Okay,
See whether you can challenge me when I disqualify my positive deeds.
let's see if I can get this right.
I am Andromachos, one of the most powerful vampires alive.
That's labelling.
We are focusing
Oh,
only on disqualifying
sorry.
the positive for I
Sorry.
am Andromachos, one of the most. Before I
Oh.
became the vampire I am now, I did exceptionally terrible things. I have defiled the innocent. I have killed countless people.
That just
Ain't
no.
you discounting the fact that you probably killed a lot of bad?
I did, but I still have not distorted reality. The good I
Okay.
now do pales in comparison to the evil I have done.
This one it?
That's the
That's
one.
the one.
You're literally disqualifying the positive by comparing it to the evil stuff you done.
Well done, Samuel. I believe the recognition of this distortion will serve you well when you start to see clients tomorrow.
Whoa, tomorrow? I only just started learning these here cognitive distortion things.
I'm not ready to become a therapist.
I will, of course, be with you. You needn't worry. I can sense your instincts and will help you.
But tomorrow, I just don't feel ready yet.
My friend, we are never truly ready. But if it would ease your concerns, we can practice with further examples. Would that be helpful to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could use the help.
Very well, Samuel. Let's try some examples. I will give you a statement, and you find the cognitive distortion in it.
Okay.
I am far sexier than movie vampires. Therefore, I should be a movie star.
That is this.
This should be an easy one, Samuel. The distortion I am displaying is right in the name. Try once more. I am far sexier than movie vampires. Therefore, I should be a movie star.
What is it? Can put a lot of pressure on us. I am a vampire, I should live in a... What was that one, sorry? God. Should statements?
Oh, yeah, that's an easy one. That's a should statement right there. You're not insecure enough to be an actor anyway.
Excellent, Samuel. Would you like another exercise?
Yes, one more.
If I cannot consume high-quality blood, I might as well drink blood from Florida.
I know what that one is, but my memory is so bad. It's this one. It's this thinking.
That's Nosferatu thinking, ain't it?
Correct, Samuel. That being said, I am sure there is still decent blood to drink in Florida, but I will bring a test kit anyway. Would you like another exercise?
No, I think I'm good.
I think I'm good.
All right, Samuel. You must be hungry now. I suggest you get the liter inside you. We have a big night tomorrow.
How much is a liter?
Just get enough to drink, Samuel. We will not be able to work if you are hungry or tired. Now, please excuse me. I do have a date with Crimson tonight. I suspect I shall not return until nearly morning.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah, of course. I hope you have a nice night out, Mr. Andy.
You as well, Samuel. Rest in peace.
Are we going to bed or are we going back to the bar? What are we doing?
Ah, Samuel, glad to see you are awake. Your first client is on his way.
I think I am going to call it there for this episode, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode, please pop down below, click that subscribe button, like and comment so I know to post part 2. This is currently on Steam's Neckfest right now, and by the time this comes out it might no longer be on Neckfest. Pop on over anyway to Steam, wishlist the game, follow the devs, show them all the love, and I will speak to you all again. Thank you guys, bye.